It's final trial for recipe for Turnabout. We've had a lot of very fun, exciting adventures, but now we're going face to face with the Mafia. My Italian ancestors would be proud. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong, he was scared. Yep. Gatto picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know what he testified is the truth. I got plenty of proof. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line of prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe. What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Topknot. That's not a topknot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright? I can't stand still while I don't have a job to do. I get wound up. No kidding. You're always wound up. You gotta do something. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a real decisive piece of evidence. True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me?
Take that!
If you're gonna go back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I get back to you this morning. Yeah, I think it's time we solve the mystery of who the prints on that belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me, too. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Easier said than done, Gumshoe. Final showdown. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Gatto, did you find the furry tiger? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. There's a bug in here. Tamed him? He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well. Witness. Don't hide under the table, Maya, unless there's room for me down there, too. Would you mind? What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Nothing. Honest. Who would have guessed the fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the heck called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No. Of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. We're on a visit. Don't mind me, just carry on with proceedings as normal. That's it. We're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the heck was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. Who do you see? That's not a Brooklyn accent, damn it. There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare, the relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, yeah? Incident? Don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mass boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Beard? Maggie who? I got more important things than damn watch that courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then? Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix, right. You was the one who's gonna diss up, didn't ya? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur, you hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should've brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick. Why is everyone hiding under the table? I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up in business in December last year. Spent all the time in the office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. You just want to check my alibi, just ask Violetta. Oh, he's back. At last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of games that guy in blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000 and you're gonna borrow cash from me. That one loan contract I refuse to sign? I don't think it ain't gonna... What? Huh. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not... This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll take everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You'd better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing. Keep that in mind. Oh my gosh. You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Please. This is awful. I can't press? What do you mean I can't press? Okay, let me save. Bye, Violetta. You're talking about the Carradine family? Yeah. You don't want to cross him, or you're gonna wind up sleeping with the fishes. Once the Godfather finds out you've been dragging Violetta through the mud, he'll do you in. Sorry, I couldn't quite put it all together towards the end. Mr. Tiger, who do you want? What do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is dead end, right? You know it. Remember the rules. Oh my goodness. This is the stupidest thing ever. Okay, fine. Okay. So I take it you get a lot of customers at your black market loan office? It's tough to the little guys these days. Small businesses are feeling the pinch. Bosses of companies like that want to get good on me. I'm their best friend. I see. That's very admirable. Yeah. Well, Tenderland and motto is win through compromises, you know? Compromise customer to win. That's what it means. You get it? Here, let me spell it out for yous all. You don't pay me back within 3 days, Spiky. I take what's due in your stupid hair. You follow what I'm saying? But I'm not one of your customers. Yeah. This would be so much harder on the DS without my saving hacks. Mr. Tiger, what did you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection.
What? What? Okay, fine. We're talking about 1 month ago. You see these teeth? That's so sharp. My secretary is sharp. She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office, that's what it says.
Objection.
What? Okay, hold on. I gotta present some evidence. Hold on. I have an idea. I have evidence. Where's that calendar?
Objection!
What? What do you mean? That is a calendar. You're stupid. Gosh, okay, fine. I'll present on this one, maybe? Bruh. Calendar.
Objection!
Really? You're an absolute turd. Yo, turd.
Hold it!
I don't buy that you haven't even heard about it. You's got a big mouth, right? You's trying to say I was in some mob hit? Is that what you're trying to say? Where's your proof then? Evidence? Yeah, Why don't you ask him to represent you sometimes, right? I have evidence.
Objection!
Really? Okay, fine. Fine, I have an idea. What if I present that calendar evidence on the first statement, maybe? I don't know why I can't just present that on any statement. That's clearly... Oh, okay, 1 second. Or maybe I'll do the paper.
Objection!
Seriously? Okay. No way. No way. He didn't know about it. That's crazy. Okay, let's try presenting the calendar. Ah, back. How do we do that? Here it is.
Objection!
Really? That's it. Okay, so I was presenting the right thing. I just needed to... Okay, hold on. Hold on. I was presenting the right thing. I was supposed to let it keep going. My hacks are backfiring. So I have to press and then present evidence. This is so stupid. This game's too glitchy for me. Oh my goodness.
Objection! Objection!
Oh, he does object back. No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never stepped foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Gatto, move please. Mr. Tiger, the court asked you to add that last statement to your testimony. Okay. Oh my goodness, finally! I just had to present it at the right time. Mr. Tiger, you claimed you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elk? But it appears Mr. Elk knew you. What? Mr. Elk left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the Tiger, and the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tiger, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elk. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad, you's actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's not a compliment I can do without. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus he's lying through his teeth. Witness, remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. He's calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther. Is that what you doing? Ruh-roh. You're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth. I'm saying I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. And I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tiger. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court witness? You never actually met the victim? That's gotta be the lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. I ain't no liar. I never met Glen Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy in my office, tender lender. Waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never been to that trip band joint. Yous here? You hears? Yous here? Yous here? You hears? That all seems perfectly logical. You arranged a meeting, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna be making my bus now. I'm gonna try to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? Suspicious! Let me save my little paragraph. I ain't calling you a truther. So your meeting wasn't supposed to be at Trebian then? Why would I want to go to a dump like that? If I want to talk with my clients, I got an office decked out for the job. I got the best punching bag yous ever saw in there. Not exactly a professional office. So you were in your office on the day in question? He didn't show up? Huh. What do you think, Troy? Let's see, how does a dead man get from a French restaurant to a loan shark's office? And you yourself didn't go to Trebian. What are you trying to pin on me here? Why don't you just come down to my office? We can chat about this thing my way, yeah? I got the best punching bag you saw in there. No, I'm good. Listen up, I ain't got nothing more to say except this. That ain't true. Never? Not even once. Not even once. I was in my office the day that went down. I didn't put no poison in no kid's coffee, capiche? Do you think you really didn't meet Glen Elg? Not likely. Because I'm convinced this guy's behind the whole thing. You mean that whole testimony was a lie? Of course. So we can't afford to give him time to think of ways to plug the leaks in it. We've gotta nail him. And yet, your name was written, The witnesses aren't permitted to eat evidence. Anyway, you never met the victim before. How do you explain the note? Okay. That's very strange. According to the manager of the firm where the victim worked, December 3rd was the date he had to repay his loan. He wasn't due to discuss borrowing money, but repaying what he owed. Oh, yeah. Maybe he was right. Whatever it was going on at the beginning of December. So did you meet Mr. Elg then? Hey, right? You might want to cool your jets a sec. Okay. Let's find some evidence. Okay, let's go this way. Oh yeah, okay. That's easy. Mr. Tiger, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What you talking about? We found them in your office at Tenderlander. They're from that restaurant? Huh? If you've never been to Trebian before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been snooping around with my stuff now too, wise guy. What are ya? My ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Oh, I can't. Order. Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth. Sorry. Terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't know back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Oak that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. I was supposed to meet when I opened the door. I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid over the table, stiff as concrete. Figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. Heard the cops' sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. That matches nothing that we've heard. I see. You didn't actually meet with him. Well, Mr. Wright, cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Huh. No problem. Anytime Troy presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Gatto, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call it guilty verdicts. So do it. Yes, sir. Special expression ain't cheap, right? So you was gonna know since you was playing. Man, doesn't that rule off me? Come back. Okay. I can't. What time? You went straight back? Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What you trying to say? You trying to tell me you've never been guilty of nothing? We all have our crosses to bear. We all have to swallow the dark secrets we hide. Like this. Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Fine. Let me reset. I'll reset. You guys suck, okay? Like, can we chill with this penalty for pressing thing? You see anyone else? You mean you saw Glen Oak's dead body? Guess I did, but only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth he had called a hat. What time was it? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking head pecker. Out of interest, what winds you the second most? Huh? What do you think? Square watches. Look, all I know was that something bad was going down in that place. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant? Tiger's a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? There were matches just outside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Poor gumshoe. So the meeting wasn't due to take place at Tenderlander at all. Kid was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want him to talk about repayments. Even though I got the best punching bag you ever seen, if there weren't any issues. Are any issues?
Objection!
Huh. You're going over ground again, right? Sorry. You just earned yourself a penalty. No, suck it down. What? Why? Okay. Press on the second statement.
Hold it.
An ugly scene? What do you mean?
Objection.
Witness has already told us, right? What makes this question irrelevant? But limit myself to 17 cups of coffee during trial. That's the rule. You better limit the number of times you take a penalty to write. Hey! Oh my gosh, you are rude. Okay, fine. Fine. I will resist temptation to press. Okay, what evidence do I have? There's no way you heard the cop sirens already because the old guy was sent out to get caught. What evidence do I have for that, though? You couldn't see it! Duh, you couldn't see it, stupid. Okay, hold on. Present. So you didn't go inside. Yeah, you couldn't see it then.
Objection.
Yeah. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tiger? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Troy? New line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed. Isn't that what I just said? It's on the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that's not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each set of tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Look at the plans again. From the entire entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. From the entrance of Trebian, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Objection.
Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table.
Objection.
Not if it was fake. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glen Oak, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was his real killer? In that case, Mr. Wright, really did any of this criminal to the court. Wait, the guy who...
Take that.
Obviously, the killer is Furio Tiger. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? Oh, that's cute. You just think you can pin this on the tiger. Maybe you just don't understand. So I dare say it again. Come on, you've got some guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tiger. It's the defense. Now go ahead and tell the witness. Mr. Wright. Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got the guts. I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, don't leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Gatto. Let's just go back over to Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't just see the victim. It was her who killed him. I didn't read the question carefully. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison in the coffee.
Objection.
Very impressive, Mr. Gatto. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Huh. Found your pen at last, Troy? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Glen Elg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glen Elg was really the killer, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Baird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it?
Take that!
Who's this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tenderlunder. You was making a big mistake. Do you know who Violet's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Baird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over the victim's table, it's true there was another customer. She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. Yeah. Is she gonna be our next witness? There are just too many contradictions. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Mr. Bayard seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furrier Tiger, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? You's alright, I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have a charter jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give yous one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? Yous got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? But yous missed out one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day. I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him. Yous hear? What? Too late for us to believe you know, Mr. Target. Huh. What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself. I will give you one more chance. What happened that day at Turnabout between yourself and the victim? Yeah, I loaned out cash about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. Kid had hit his paycheck date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. That waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over. I bet her dad was pinning the death of him on the mob guy. Now I see the principal amount you loaned Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah, well, he's got a big take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. I worked at a loan company. That's crazy. Their payment deadline was December 3rd. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got $500,000 just in time. So I ain't got no reason to kill a kid. If I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive. He has to have one, but what is it? I don't know if he actually arranged it. I think they're trying to pin it on him. The mob boss did it. The waitress, you mean? Go with Glass and the finish chair. Who else could I mean? She ain't gotten the way, things have been bada bing bada boom, over and done with. What exactly are you implying the defendant did? How about you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elk's coffee. A likely theory, your word hasn't held water lately, Mr. Tiger. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene, right? Law don't exactly agree with someone with deals to send down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split. I see. Your Honor. The witness's last two statements are worth a good few cups of coffee. Amend your testimony. What's yours after, Mr. Phoenix, right? What do you mean things would have been over and done with? I use all there what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness' testimony, there was no motive. $100,000. Didn't have any other reason to kill the guy. Where's the money he owes? Yeah. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 from Mr. Elgo, dude, correct? I loaned the guy cash, that's my right. Unfortunately, Mr. Elg, $100,000 wasn't enough to cover it, was it? About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. Where do you get all this info? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. Payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tiger had... Alright. But Mr. Tiger has no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order. You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Bruno Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. It's the most Italian they've ever heard. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elk's life to pay your debt. Order. What do you say to that, witness? It's a nice little fairy tale, right? But even if the witness did need $1 million, that doesn't tie him to Mr. Elg's murder. Mr. Elg only owed him $100,000 and had no hope of repaying it anyway. Yeah, that guy wasn't worth my spit. I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true. The opposite? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But, in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Do you know where you're going with this, Nick? You gotta think outside the box, Maya. Outside the box. It's very straightforward. Mr. Tiger wasn't after the $100,000 at all. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? What exactly was Mr. Tiger after? Oh, the CD.
Take that!
Glenn Elg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money. Care to explain how skill can be used as collateral to secure a loan, Trite? He had the skill to create a computer virus, and so he did. A virus known as MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? Please. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. For now, this is the most important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Mr. Tiger, you couldn't have cared less about the $100,000, isn't that right? All you cared about was one thing, the virus. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tiger's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tiger knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tiger would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win? Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tiger with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elg and then made his next move to frame Maggie Byard for the crime. Mr. Tiger posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Byard, Maggie. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday was Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Gatto? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tiger's plan. Order! Silence or I will clear it. You was put on a good show, Spiky. If you want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like a kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Beard had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? Yes, please do, Trite. Why is it Trite? What is the joke? Like he's trite, he's nothing? What was this trick you say Mr. Tiger performed to frame the accused? The additional trick? Oh, the lottery ticket, right? Right?
Take that!
No? He just said no. That's not the trick. Okay, oh my gosh. Bruh. And what's the relevance of that, Trey? It's just a little intro. An intro into what? Seems it's all been an elaborate trick. I'm part of the defense. Okay, 1 second. Bruh, chill out, chill out. Give me a second. Oh, the lawyer thing. Hold on. Duh.
Take that!
I forgot about that. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tiger, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. I totally forgot about that part. A month ago in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I had ever seen. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection!
Have you no pride, sir?
Objection!
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Gatto is right. Your Honor, speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand out a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. What? Bruh, that's wild. That's wild. If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tiger are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. You say he impersonated Glenelg, you say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Uh-oh. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get mauled. You got that? You got that? What? All we managed to do here was chase him around a little bit. I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. That doesn't mean Maggie's guilty. If I just had one more piece of evidence. Oh, one more piece of evidence. Maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. You're free to go, Mr. Tiger. Objection! It's Gumshoe, everyone. Your Honor, sir. Wait! Detective. Detective Gumshoe. Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this, too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? Oh my gosh. Wah. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh? Do you know who the prints belong to? You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. They're tigers, right? You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're for real tiger's paw prints, alright? That's great. We got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's like everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? Ah. Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glen Oak's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. Oh, I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This is our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie, you've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get you out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence. Yes. Your turn. Don't keep us all in suspense, Troy. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more time are you gonna waste? I ain't been in no court no fought. But yous lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Let me save my progress. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victims? Your Honor, naturally the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tiger. What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you saying? Well, what the heck's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tiger, this decisive piece of evidence will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide. The poison used to murder Mr. L, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tiger, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You make a good clown, you know that? What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. Yous just making me laugh now. Do you think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix, right? That ain't a bottle with a cyanide in it. No, no. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Got him at last. What? Why is everyone going quiet? I said that bottle. Is the bottle that... This the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you've just said? What I said? What I just said? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. Yous don't know who yous messing with. I'm the tiger. I controlled millions of dollars on the black market. Yous think I'm just gonna some jumpsuit get the better of me? Sure. The last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Oh my goodness. Yo. What's going on? Looks like a blackout. Well done, Trey. I saved my 17 cup of coffee just for you. Savor it while you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tiger and Mr. Gatto? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Mrs. Bard was guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yeah, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tiger was truly a frightening criminal. Huh. The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Gatto. Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. That was really smart of Phoenix, though. Like, he's gotten so much better at his job. This court finds the defendant not guilty. Yay. That was some pretty tricky lawyering right there. That is all. This court is adjourned. I really want to know more about Mr. Gatto. Like, I'm so curious. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all the trouble a month ago. Now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me. That was the tiger. Look, Nick. In the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading out. See you, pal. Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony? Huh? Oh, well, I was... Guess I'll be heading out. What? Wait up, detective. Oh, he just ran away again. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him we got the medicine bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, I should help it out. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried through all this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on the first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. Nah. I gotta prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know, I'll give her a little present. Where'd it go? Where did it go? The first page? Where did it go? It's not the lunch special. Where did it go? Hold on. Nope. Nope. Where did it go? Where did it actually go? Oh, there it is. Take that! Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe made with a ton of love. There's no way that's still good. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies, you know? Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know? Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Oh, look at him. So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. So the case of the phony verses ended. False allegations regarding Maggie have all been cleared up. Who knows? Maybe a whole bunch of something happens. Why does that click so fast? Suspicious. What's the next case gonna be? Is that Edgeworth? Turnabout Beginnings. It's Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth doing here? Okay. Well, we're gonna say hi to Edgeworth next time. Bye.